Keep the moves on tuck. I know it's all love. Everything good. Keep the vibes on crush. I know it's all good. Know it's all love. Know it's all love.
We are back. We are live. We missed y'all. Episode 5, season 2. I'm here with my beautiful, intelligent, lovely, amazing, awesome,
Wow.
great wife.
Thank you so much.
Talk to the people. What's your name?
My name is Destiny, and I'm here with my wise, handsome, amazing leader of a husband. What's your name?
Keon. Thank you so much for that. How you feeling today?
You're welcome. I'm feeling good. I always love our shoot days, and I'm looking forward to this conversation as well. I really do love talking about the relationships.
Yeah. I'm feeling good too.
Oh, sorry. How you feeling?
Yeah, thanks. Thanks for asking.
My bad.
Nah, I feel really good. Our videographer, manager / director did an amazing prayer for us.
He did. He prayed.
Prayed
Amen.
over Prophet Daniel Holmes.
Listen,
Lord have
okay.
Feeling awesome. Ready to talk to the people today.
Okay, no, he definitely it was a
Covered.
spirit of peace, and we're ready.
We're
okay,
here.
we're ready.
All right, what we talking about today, girl?
We're talking about relationships, the relationship. So, when you get married, I'm as a woman, you're leaving and cleaving, you know,
Ooh.
and then
We starting
friends
there. Okay.
and family and things. So I think that we're talking about that aspect of marriage. So
Where
do
you want to start? Nope.
I'm about to say, where do you want to
You
start?
want to beat me? Let's talk through. Okay, let's start with just a general kind of how has relationships, friendships altered, changed, strengthened, or maybe kind of declined since we've been married?
Okay, awesome. I'll say for me, so my girlfriends at home, shout out to y'all, all of y'all. I'm grateful that they were either all married prior to me or like were in relationships.
Mm-hmm.
So me getting married and like trying to figure out being a wife, working, how to communicate with them, trying to find when do we FaceTime, how do we text. They were super duper gracious, and they have been and they still are with me because they understand. They have children, so they have like another added factor to their life. So they're like, girl, I used to be like, I'm so sorry I didn't text you back, or I can't talk to you tonight, or let's FaceTime on Saturday. And I love that it was just really easy for my friends at home, and I'm super duper grateful.
You had a great friend group.
Thank you. So do you.
Yeah.
You don't always get that with guys, but I'm super grateful for my girlfriends at home, my sisters. It definitely has been like a learning with them, but I think we are at a great point where the communication and things like that, and I'm grateful. Like I literally have friends where we schedule a FaceTime now. Before we wouldn't have to schedule no FaceTime, but they already kind of knew what was coming, and they're like, if we don't talk for a week, but we can still schedule a FaceTime. I'm like, I love that. So like that's our new reality, like scheduling FaceTime, or even like scheduling time for me to come home when we all can get together. But I just love that it almost like nothing has stopped since being married. So I'm very, very grateful.
Yeah. We even on the calendar, it's like, all right, babe, Sunday at 7, I'm talking to Jazz.
Yeah, like, all right, on Saturday, me and Jazz FaceTiming. So, if you're going to be busy, that's fine, but I'm going to be here. Or me and Lex are trying to plan a day for me to come to Delaware, or they come visit me. So it's been very great because, I moved from home, but my girlfriends in Delaware, they've been amazing with coming either to see me. I've gone to breakfast in Baltimore, met halfway. And I'm just super duper grateful that nothing has really changed besides, the time, the actual like seeing them in person, but it hasn't affected the friendship.
That's what I was going to delve into. It's like our situation was a little different because you moved from Delaware. I already was here. Mm-hmm. So, of course, you was impacted a little differently. Yeah. But I guess mine wasn't as bad, but I will say, like, I didn't always have female friends, but, like, a lot of the girls that I don't even know if it was really intentional. We just stopped really talking as much.
Mm-hmm. And I wasn't like,
and it wasn't like you was pressing me out or nothing. Like I said, it wasn't nothing intentional, but that just kind of like happened. I feel like again, just naturally, I didn't see my guys as much. Like we would still have like times where we would hang out, but like I think one of the things that me selfishly, it's like because we were long distance, like I
Yeah.
really just wanted to spend time with my, even when I would be out with the guys or you'll be out, it's like I'm ready to come home.
Yeah, like we really enjoy each other. Like
Yeah.
I think I've definitely people be like, y'all not tired of each other? Like, no.
Nah.
Like not at all. Like we really enjoy each other. Like this is my friend. Like we really are best friends, and we gonna have time with our guy, with his guys and my girls, but we still always look forward to coming back together. And I'm grateful even to like Keon still has his time with his guy friends. I do think it's necessary, you know, that we do have those moments where we are, you know, apart technically. Yeah. And again, he has great friends who relationships, they're not like, oh man, we never get to see you. Like there's no complaining. They're all like, you know, whenever we get together, we'll get together.
Can we talk about like the covering, like the relationship that we have as far as like with our mentors?
Sure, 100%.
I think that's something that I get. We've been getting a lot of questions about, like when did that relationship start? Like what is their kind of role in y'all marriage? Like how often do y'all talk to them? What's the importance of having that? Mm-hmm. So I kind of want to spend a little time in that, if you don't mind.
I love that. So one, me and Keon are big advocates on marriage counseling. So if you have been here since season 1, we talk about going to marriage counseling prior to being married. That's a thing that I feel like we can kind of even harp on a little bit too, because a lot of people wait till you get engaged. Well, there's nothing wrong with that, but I do believe that if you go prior, or maybe like say you know you about to propose in December, this would be a great time, or maybe even September would have been a great time to start, because I feel as though having people who are where you want to be first, that's another thing. You want to go to people who you see fruit from their marriage, not just any couple because, oh, my mom said to go to this person or my dad said to know this pastor. Like, do you see fruit? Would you want what you see that their marriage has? And if you don't, they might not be the proper person to counsel y'all. That's something that you should take very seriously. You should pray about it. Even Keon and I, we had to pray about who we should go to in regards to that. And we're grateful for Josh.
Who did you want to go to at first?
I wanted to go to my father, and Keon was like, no. And
that's not how I said it.
You said it nicely though. It was good. And at first I didn't understand.
It was a little firm.
It was very firm. And at first I didn't understand, but now that where we are, I do understand. And we're blessed with Josh and Anastasia.
Shout out Josh, shout out Anastasia. Love y'all.
They mentored us our entire relationship. Maybe
our girlfriend August, our first meet was in September.
Yes. And then since being married, we probably since being married, we have met with them a couple times when we have had intense fellowship, and we haven't been able to get to we'll
talk about that on episode 7.
Resolve. But I want to be specific that like just because you're married doesn't mean that you're not going to need any more help. You're going to always be growing and learning, and we never been here before, but somebody's married at 30 years, 20 years, 10 years, they've been where you are. So you shouldn't be afraid to seek help for your marriage if you wanted to grow and be at a better place. So we have reached out to them when we're like, hey, we need to talk. And they respond. We set up a Zoom. They say what they need to say. We get to a good point, and we go from there. Yeah,
I think also too, people think that once you get to marriage, like you reach the finish line. Mm-hmm. It's like, oh man, I'm good. We made it. We completed. But like, no, that's when that's when you really need more covering, more fine tuning. So I think that's important. But yeah, everybody needs a Josh in their life. Everybody needs an Anastasia in their life, because I think it's extremely imperative that like. Also, too, we learned that we can't, like, depend on them. Because I think at certain times, too, like, we would get into an argument or an intense fellowship. And immediately, like, all right, we got to call Josh and Anastasia. And what I love about them most is that they're really, like, Holy Spirit led. Yeah. So, like, we'll text them, like, hey, y'all, it's a red flag. It's an emergency. And then we won't hear back from them for like 2 to 3 days. And then we ended up already figuring it out. Yeah. But we'll get on a call with them. They're like, yeah, God told us not to intervene. Like, y'all need to work that out. And that's happened on multiple occasions. But then there's been some moments where like, okay, let's get on the call as soon as possible whenever our schedules align. And then they're able to talk through from a non-biased space, holding us accountable. Yeah. Being able to like pray with us. Like, you just need that.
You really do.
Just really want to encourage people who are out there dating, marriage, like really find a couple who you can be covered by, because it makes all the difference.
A world of a difference. And even to that point, like we don't always just talk to them together. Keon will talk to Josh on his own, and I'll also talk to Anastasia on my own if I feel like, hey, this is where I am I seeing this in the wrong light? And because sometimes it might not be where we are having a moment, but it might be like, I don't understand why he thinks like this, or I don't understand why I'm not getting through to him, and I'm able to talk to Anastasia. She might be able to say, well, do you try saying it this way, or maybe your tone might have been wrong, but I'm able to receive her wisdom again because she's further along in this thing called marriage than I am, and it's great to have that person. So we definitely we champion people who have mentors and are not afraid to have someone come into their marriage and see what's going on, because nobody's perfect and everybody needs help.
Yeah. Another topic that I want to talk about, if you feel, we talked about a little bit in season 1, but I really want to talk about like how, like our relationship with our families, or even what we've seen, how that shows up in our marriage, because I feel like that's something that like a lot of people don't talk about. We was actually talking about this the other day, like identifying like healthy patterns and unhealthy patterns and how that shows up, like the relationally with our families. So that's something that, like for example, I think one of the things that we talked about was like, we wanted to, when we first got married or we first was dating, like we wanted to see like what 2 things we liked from our parents' marriage, and then like what was 2 things that we was like we want to, and we was able to do that for each other.
Yes,
I feel like that was healthy for us when we were growing, because like again, like the relationships with our family, with our friends, what we've seen, what we didn't see, like that ultimately plays a role in how we move in our marriage.
Yeah, or even speaking to just our parents, in this moment, the relationship with our parents. I feel that for me, I had to do a lot of like detaching when it came to my mom. My mom is my girl. Okay, that's my girl. I love my dad too. I love my dad. Damn, if y'all know me, I'm very much a daddy's girl. But like my mom at this age, I'm 29, she's very much like a good girlfriend. Like we can talk about everything and anything. And also in my family, we're a very open family. Like it's not like a lot of secrets. Everybody puts their business out on the table. So I had to learn that, again, we're married. So I can't be bringing to everybody, yo, this is what happened. Or, me and Keon, we had this thing where if there's something that happens with us, we say, hey, can we talk about this to X person? And we've had some unfortunate moments, where we had a moment or something was said amongst ourselves, and I shared it with my mom, and the Holy Spirit don't play, okay? Because I remember one specific moment. This was the only time that it happened. After that, I said, God, you got me. I'm done. I'm good.
You're pretty vulnerable here.
Yes. Okay. Keon shared something with me, of course, in just vulnerability. I'm like, it's cool. The next day, me and my mom on the phone, we just talking like regular, talking like we do girlfriend to girlfriend. That thing comes out, and I keep talking about it though, but I knew in that moment, I'm like, oh man, like I messed up. I messed up. So we got the phone, and typically during the day, I work from home and Keon works outside the house, so he'll call like to check in, like how my day going, da 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 da. So I'm like, yeah, babe, my day's good. I talked to my mom, and he was like, do you talk to your mom about that thing? And I was like, no. And we keep talking, and he was like a little bit quiet. So I'm like, oh, he probably know. So,
I knew you.
I felt so bad, like for lying. It ate me up so bad. And so Jesus convicted me the whole time. Like when he come home, tell him that you told your mom. And I'm like, bruh, like I can't do nothing. Like, but I'm grateful that God is that type of guy. Like, and I'm grateful that even in our walk, like we're at a space where like it don't take a guy a long time to convict or show like, girl, you know you wrong. Like, come on. So he come home. I'm like, babe, I gotta tell you something.
I don't think that's how it happened.
You don't remember? You don't think so? This one was a long time ago, so yeah. I've done good in this one.
It took a couple of days.
You think so?
Yeah.
Maybe, okay, so maybe.
And I came to you, I said,
not 2 days. It took it was the day, I didn't tell you, but I think it was the next morning. Okay. And so I tell him.
I said, babe, you sure you didn't tell your mom?
And then I'm like, I have to tell you something.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm so sorry. I said I didn't want to say yes because I already knew I was wrong. Going down a hole. And I'm like, I said God convicted me, and I have to apologize. I'm sorry. Like, it'll never happen again. I don't think Keon does not get mad. He does not. It's very, 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 very rare. And he just sat like quiet, and that makes me uncomfortable.
But I think one of the things that you share this about me a lot. Yeah. It's like there's an immense amount of grace that has to be extended in marriage that I don't think people take account for, because like you have to have grace.
Yeah.
And in the moment, like of course, and the crazy thing is too, like I actually was talking to Daniel about this the other day. When you become a husband, like God allows you to see your wife in ways that I just can't even explain.
Yeah.
But he'll share stuff like, when we were on the phone, I already knew she told her mom. I knew she told her mom before, because he already showed me that.
Yeah.
So I went through my grieving process
like,
that
Jesus.
whole day before she even told me. So once she finally admitted it, I already had released it to God. But I also was like, God was convicting me because he's like, you know how strong their relationship is. You know she's not intentionally trying to hurt you.
Yeah.
You know she's not talking about you behind your back. She just, it was
just
a happening conversation.
Yeah.
You know how Destiny y'all didn't see the first 4 episodes. Destiny just has this amazing personality. It just comes out. She just talks. So it wasn't like there was a grace in that moment, but there's also accountability. Like, babe, like, remember we talked about this. Like, let's make sure.
Yeah.
And I had my moments too.
Yeah.
You know, so it's not like it's just her, but again, there's grace in that.
100%. And even speaking to that, like Keon's grace for me was not like an excuse to keep doing it again. It's a moment to say, because even though God expressed to him that it already happened, he still had emotions toward it. So I needed to be able to hear like what this made him feel, and then say, Keon, like, I really do apologize, and I'm not gonna let this happen again. And it hasn't happened again. Right. So I've had to learn, like, and do I want to call my mom and tell her the good? Because it wasn't. Some things aren't bad things, but it's just like I don't have to tell her every single thing. But I've grown up like that, so that for me probably was one of my biggest learning or unlearning lessons. I think that it was easy to do, like when it came to, like, you know, sisters or girlfriends. Like if we having an argument, like I'm not telling them we're having an argument. You know, like, oh yeah, we're good. But I think when it came to my mom, which is a different level of relationship, it took some unlearning. And we still talk almost twice a week on the phone, things like that. But I've learned how to and what can be said, what can't be said, hey, we're fine, we're good. Even if we're not good, we fine. Yep, we're good. So just learning how to maneuver that was something that was new for me.
Yeah, I think we talk about this often too, is that one of the things that we made an agreement, we shook hands on, was that when we're in the midst of something, we're not inviting nobody in unless it's our mentors. Yeah. Now, once we get through it and we have worked it out, and we get on the podcast and share, we call our parents like, we was talking about this last week and we made it through Yes. But in the midst of it, we're not inviting nobody in until God moves and allows us to work through that. So that's another important thing that has shown to be healthy in our
and it's not because we don't trust their voice. It's really because too many voices can cause a problem. Too many voices can now have me thinking a way I wasn't even thinking before I got on the phone with you. Too many voices can make me feel like now I'm taking what somebody else said and now I'm projecting it to Keon. You're not even in my household. I'm married to Keon. I'm not married to you. So you have to be very, very particular and specific about who you bring things to. Their hearts for us are pure, but they're also our parents. Yeah. So that's, and you know, and we, of course they love me, they love Keon, but you still want to be very cautious because again, we're the ones that are married. We have to come back and have our own thoughts and about what's going on.
Yeah, but not even just limited to your parents. Like I think some people just can tend to project their experience onto you. 100%. Yeah. So like Keon responding that way, oh yeah, because my husband do the same thing. It's like, nah, it wasn't really the same, but just because you lived that, they'll put that on us. So really particular about protecting our partner and protecting our marriage, and that has made all the difference. And it's shown up to be even healthier in our relationships with other people. It's like, because my relationship with her parents is amazing. Her relationship with my parents is amazing because I really do believe, because we have great personalities, but I also think because we protect our marriage.
100%.
I'm not talking to my mom and my dad about how me and Destiny got to this argument every week, or we was going through this. It's like, nah, like we'll tell them what we need to tell them, but for the most part, what's up?
Yeah. How would you say your relationship with your parents, if at all, has changed since being married?
It's so funny. Me and my dad, we had like a moment where we were talking the other day, because I'm really close to my mom. I'm really close with my dad because I'm an only child. Me and my dad were like, we still are close, but we were like extremely close. We worked together. We did a lot of things together. But over the past year and a half, I've seen how like typically like we'll be on Saturday morning, we'll always call or hang out, go to breakfast or something. Like those things just naturally change. Yeah. And he was kind of like sharing with me like like I'm not grieving, but like, bro, like I miss my son, but I understand, like I can't be in the middle of y'all marriage. Like your first year married, like I want you to enjoy that, but like I miss you, bro, and I'm in sharing the thugs here, like, dang, Slim, I miss you too, bro. But like I also understand, like we married now, like things just
have to shift.
Our dynamics shift. So yeah, that's definitely has been eye opening because I didn't even recognize it, but it's like, dang, like. Even though we work together, I see them all. We still don't have the same relationship because I'm married. I got priorities now. Like it's God, then my wife, and that's something that we talk about all the time. It's like it's God, my wife, then family, everybody else.
110%. I'm just grateful I really am grateful that it has been. While it might not have been, it's been easy, but it's also been like it's had its moments. You know?
We definitely have both had leaving in Cleveland moments.
100%, and I think where we are now, you know, at this passing over a year, we're at a great space where, you know, everyone respects the relationship, you know, they understand things like that. So I'm grateful for where we are in regards to friendships, in regards to our parents, and things of that nature.
I think we got a healthy group. Like we got healthy
100%.
friends, healthy parents.
We have married friends. We have single friends. I think sometimes people also think like, oh, now that you're married, like you only want to be around. No, you still my friend, single or not, you know, because you still bring to me something that, you know, I might not get from someone that's married, or, you know, just who you are as a person, your personality. Like I enjoy you. So I think it's great that we are able to continue to grow and even making new friends since coming and being married as well.
Yeah. I think this first year was all about us, but I think this next year is gonna be about like us connecting with other couples, date night, like double dates. But this first year, I was selfish. I needed Destiny.
We did a couple double dates.
Yeah, but it was really just me and you.
Yeah, but no, I've thoroughly enjoyed this time. I'm super grateful for our friendship, and I think again that kind of sets the foundation for how we also communicate about the other friendships that are around us.
All right, so we got some Q. Oh, I'm sorry. Did you have anything else?
No, that's good.
We got a couple questions from Instagram. Okay, we got quite a few. Have you ever had to drop? Oh, this is about to get spicy. Have you ever had to drop friends or unfollow people on social media because it was influencing your relationship?
Have you?
Sorry, y'all. That caught me off guard. I thought she was gonna ask it. Usually, you know, I ask the question, you answer.
Well, I have not. But and this might be a thing too. Like, okay, I don't know. Anybody that I dated after we were done dating, I already unfollowed you, so I didn't have any type of like connection to you. Like when we're done, it's like delete number, unfollow Instagram. You don't exist. So I don't. That's how I operated. So and I was single for 3 years when I met Keon. So our boats were different. That was my boat.
That was her boat. I'm more of like the yacht. Like everybody comes together. We're happy. We all enjoy each other. Even though we break up, I'm still friends. I'm a nice guy. Like And then I met Destiny.
Yes. Yeah.
But all jokes aside, though, that was probably one of the healthiest things that I did. Like I went through a unfollowing blocking spree of just people that I've dealt with, because in reality though, like it didn't serve any purpose. Like I didn't really need to see them. I didn't need to have any interactions with them. So that was a conversation that we had that seemed to be extremely healthy. So now all I follow is pastors, basketball, and flat people. That's just pretty much my content feed.
Yeah. And I think I was so like, it didn't come from like, it wasn't like, bae, you have to do. No.
But it wasn't, and really honestly, like Destiny never gave me an ultimatum. She didn't even really like put that in the forefront. It was more so like for my own sanity and health, and also too, as I was going through my purity kind of like transformation process. Like there was so many things that I had to do in order for me to like what we talked about in the last episode, like really like purifying my mind. Yeah, it's like I gotta release all those past experiences, all those old things, all those old relationships. Like I'm stepping into something new. In order for me to experience that truly and wholly, I had to do some deleting, some cleaning.
And I think that some people think like, oh, well, you married, it's not gonna be no problem. But I just feel like just because you're married, temptation don't go away.
And it's not even just limited to like old people. I had to unfollow Shade Room. I had to unfollow like
I still follow them.
Yeah. I don't. I had to unfollow like a lot of content that I was feeding my mind, because I just know me. Like I know what I can consume and what I can process. I deleted Twitter the other day, and Twitter was one of my favorite apps. But if anybody was on Twitter, you know, you can be scrolling, watching a clip, but then all of a sudden you see a whole sex tape.
Something you shouldn't be seeing.
Like, it just pop up. You just see something.
Yeah.
I had to get off of that. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just in a new space. But yes, I definitely have had to unfollow and release some things.
I love that. And I think even it made me think of the scripture about like the renewal of your mind. Like, I think you got to a new you got to a new place in your life, like spiritually, which I think also then once you got there, it kind of now it's changing your mind about how you seeing different things, you know. So I think perspective that then affects, it's like a trickle effect.
My consume, consume all those things. Okay, how we go with that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
great answer.
Love that. Thank you. How do you both balance spending quality time together with maintaining connections with your friend circles? Ooh.
I think we do a really good job of this. Well, I do have newer friends here, and I think that we just do a good. I don't know. I think it's just easy. Like,
yeah, for sure.
We're like, hey, babe, this person wants to hang out on X date. I know when me and one of my girlfriends out here, we try to go out once a month. And I just say, hey, babe, me and Kayla want to go to dinner. Is this a good day? He say, yeah, it work for him. No, it might not work for him. Then I pick a different date. I think it's just really easy.
One of the things that I'm starting to see now is that I feel like God is kind of like taking us to a new kind of lane as far as like mentoring and like discipling. Because like before, like, yeah, we definitely have friends, but I kind of already want to touch on the aspect of like, now we're like walking through life with people.
That's true.
And like we got couples who are like we're starting to like connect with, and like that's just a whole new dynamic that we're entering in.
Yeah.
But also being protective of like we can't have too many people. Like I can't be having meetings with 4 different guys every night. You know what I'm saying? Or you talking to this girl, and I'm like, babe, like I need my quality time too.
Yeah.
So that's 100%. Something that we do need to after this call, like talk through.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because that's a new lane that we're stepping into.
100%.
Like and praying about, like, remember we talked about before, like we got to pray about, like, did God assign us to this person?
Couple, to this person.
Or to this couple? Or is this just, you know?
I think also, too, just knowing that, like, you know, there's different seasons in life. So maybe when we first got married, like, maybe even to that point, like, we wasn't discipling, or people weren't asking to be mentored. Even if it's like me one-on-one with a young lady, like, that wasn't happening. But, you know, maybe since 6 months to now, it might be someone wants to meet with me, someone might meet with Keon, or someone wants to meet with us together. Yeah. That's a new season, so we need to say, okay, well, what days are like just me and Keon days? We know that Fridays we're not doing nothing but being with each other. Yeah. We know that like Monday and Tuesdays are already like low key busy, so we might even add a meeting with. I might be mentoring a young lady. Keon might be mentoring one of his friends, or someone else who wants to, like, you know, talk with him. So we kind of like. We really do communicate about where we are and then what we are even have the capacity for in each season.
Yeah. Good. All right, 2 more. This one is another kind of spicy one. Have your friends ever had to check you about your relationship, good or bad? Example, you never spend time with us anymore. Your partner deserves better. I never gotten that one.
No, me neither.
But the first one, though, you want to speak on that? You never spend time with us anymore. You never spend time with us anymore.
I think that
you never spend time with us anymore.
I'm cracking up. Sorry. With moving away from home, I think that, you know, again, my family, we're really, 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 really close.
How many release was that?
Like, that's how I'm trying to make sure I understand how close we are.
How many release?
A lot. Okay. So I think that was a shift and adjustment to me not being there, or maybe not being there when I've always been there. So my friends have not, but I think just with my family, trying to ensure that, you know, when I can be there, I will be there. But also understanding that, you know, I'm married now. That changes a couple things. So yeah, I think friendships, they've been great. They understand. They don't really care. My sisters, who are also my friends, I think that they also too are at a space where it's like, you know, okay, cool. I mean, we're used to, for 28 years, you're at everything. You don't miss nothing. You showing up for everything. But I do believe that I still make a great effort. Like, you know, I take the train home.
Yeah, you do a great
often.
job.
I might drive.
Often.
I'm cracking up. And Keon is amazing for being like, you know, being like, yeah, go ahead. I just was in Delaware last weekend.
And you about to go again.
I was literally there for 18 hours, and I am going back in November. So, you know, I'm grateful that Keon is like, we don't have no kids, nobody's to get a babysat, and we just
enjoy this season now.
Yes, so I am trying to make the most. Again, when we get a child, life is gonna change. I might not be able to up and go to Delaware just because it's somebody's birthday or whatever. But so I'm trying to make the best of this season, because in a new season, those things will change.
Love that. All right, I haven't had too many. I will say though, like even though I haven't had any, I do feel that like a couple people like may have felt like kind of distant in a sense. And I miss them too, but also just like, again, just life just kind of happens.
Yeah.
Okay, this is the last one. Talking relational with God. Can we share any experiences of our relationship with God, whether it's prayer or worship, that have been particularly powerful or transformative for your relationship?
Praying together and spending time together. So every morning, I don't think we didn't start out like this.
Yeah, we didn't.
I can't tell you when it changed, but this is why it's pertinent.
Ooh,
That's
I like
$10
that keyword. That SAT
$10 word.
Shout out Dr. Mills. Shout out Burr.
Yes. So fun fact: my parents used to make us learn different vocabulary words and how to spell them and what they mean, and we would get money for it. Anyway, so yes, it's very pertinent that you marry a man who is spirit led, who is saved, who is not just I go to church, but I can really lead you. I've been with the Lord and we've walked for probably my entire life. However, I believe that when I got married to Keon and seeing his consistency, waking up at 5:30, I'm not a 5:30 girl, okay? Give me 6:30, I'll be up with you. 5:30, putting on the worship music. I'm still in the bed. Keon is putting on the worship music. He's on his knees reading the Bible. That made me want to be like, okay, well, I can get up a little earlier. I can get up at 6. Or then it turned to now he might get up at 5:30. 6 o'clock, I'm up. We both sitting here together. The music is on. We might not be reading the same book of the Bible, but we are sitting right here reading. I'm praying. He's praying. We just start now. We praying together out loud. Like that, being able to follow his lead, literally, which is what I did. And it has strengthened me and God's relationship, but also it has also made our spiritual intimacy go to another level. And I think being able to get into alignment with the leader of my house has made a total like shift in not only our marriage, but almost every other aspect of our life.
Leader of my house, girl. Why have me crying on this guy? Hey, look, whole time she talking, y'all know when somebody introducing the pastor, they sitting and they just rocking. Shaking. That's how it was the whole time. Girl, keep talking. That's how I feel.
So yeah,
I love that girl so much. But now, okay, obviously she shared all that, and I really appreciate that. But my sentiments are the exact same, in different ways. But one of the things that actually, okay, so a couple weeks ago we were sitting here referring to this praying moment, and again, I talk about this almost every other episode, but it's so imperative for us to be vulnerable. I was praying to God, and I'm like, God, like one of my insecurities or things that I want to be strengthened in is like I want to be able to pray comfortably out loud. Like I'm super comfortable in praying in my head or just keeping it to myself, but like I want to be able to pray in front of people and not be like nervous. I can talk, I can communicate. Like I've been doing that my entire life. But when it comes to prayer, I find myself either comparing myself to other people or like, man, I want to be able to like use scriptures in my prayer. Like I want to be able to do that. And he was like, I gave you a safe space at home. And if you ever met Destiny, like Destiny is our prayer warrior. Like she pray heavens down. All the way down. I be in that John like, oh God, spirit is moving. But he was like this is your time to be able to be safe and comfortable and give that, and share that moment with her. The other day I was going through like probably one of the toughest moments this year. And I was sitting there and we sitting in our prayer. I was like, babe, like I just don't have it today. Like, can you just pray for me? And bro, she covered me. I ain't never want to get emotional on this now. Slim. there's no feeling that I could really kind of compare to it or explain is when you give your vulnerability to your partner and to your wife and she covers it spiritually to where it's like I felt that peace when she finished. I felt like a weight was lifted. Like she interceded on my behalf. So the same way you're talking about like not settling for a man who doesn't like man on man time, if you don't have a wife that can pray for you, that can cover you in your low moments, you're gonna be in the trenches like going through it. Like you're gonna have somebody who can get your hands together, like we walk into this together. Like ain't no enemy gonna get in between this. The devil's not gonna stop this. Like we got too much we doing. God's gonna cover us. But you're gonna need somebody to be able to intercede on your behalf. And I have that. Yeah. And I cherish her. I am super grateful for that because like I wouldn't be the man who I am today if it wasn't for her prayers. Amen. Well, that was nice. Dang, I did not think this episode would be like this, but here we are.
I didn't either. Here we are. But I'm grateful, like, or even in, and something I always speak about this, like, the whole, typically when you're uncomfortable praying out loud, it's because you only pray in your head. Yeah. Like, you only get comfortable praying out loud by praying out loud. You only get good at shooting a jump shot by continually, they start you. I'm just saying, by continually practicing. Cooking by doing it over and over again. If that's it. If I want to pray out loud better, then pray out loud. Like pray out loud. And there's one, I'm grateful that God hears us no matter what. But anything that you want to get better at, you have to continuously do. Yeah. So I think when we start praying, we sometimes like we want to pray in our head. Yeah. It sounds good, but when you pray out loud, also there's a different type of power that comes when you pray out loud.
And that's what because I don't even know if it's a better or worse. It's just more of like a comfort. Like there's a feeling that you feel when you feel comfortable because like again like if you're not used to praying out loud, you're just in your head. Yes. So like you're praying, you're thinking about what somebody may say, or you thinking about like does this sound good when it's coming out? But the more you do it, it's like I'm not even worried about nobody else. It's just me and God. I'm giving this to you. I'm interceding. That feeling, that emotion that I'm slowly getting towards is like it's a beautiful thing. But it came from the inspiration and the interceding of my wife.
Yeah. So that's how God relationship with Jesus grown with us together and all
one day we go. Well, that's
what
I was gonna say. I wish they could see us in the morning sometime. We be on this laid out on the floor crying.
Keon has like a special area that he'll go to when he wants to pray. Yeah. I typically might just be here. Sometimes we have a window. I don't know, but one thing we do in this house is pray. Okay, yeah,
for sure.
We pray, and that I do believe that makes all the difference. So I think. I would challenge people to, with your person, you don't have to be married with your boyfriend, your girlfriend, begin to pray together. That's something that we already have in our communication commands. We pray every night. And I do believe that also begins to, especially, as Christians, you want to be pure, that grows your spiritual intimacy. There's multiple ways to be intimate besides just, having sex. But yes, but your spiritual intimacy also, that not only affects your spiritual, but it also affects the other areas of your relationship as well. So we would challenge you to do that to be able to continue to grow with God as well.
Amen.
Amen.
Awesome episode. Thank you. Thank you for joining in. We'd love for you to like, comment, and subscribe.
Yes. And we look forward to seeing y'all on the next episode.